hours ahead of its 90th anniversary, the Air Force has inducted the light combat helicopter. It's being called Prachand, which means fierce in English. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh was the person who took the first sortie in the combat helicopter. He said his ride was very smooth. The first batch of the indigenously made light combat helicopters, or the LCHs, that have been inducted today in Jodhpur can fly in high altitudes. This is, of course, a symbol of India's attempts at Atmanirbharta in defence. Let's listen in to all the sound bites that came into us today.
लाइट कम्बैट हेलीकॉप्टर ये इंडिजिनस हेलीकॉप्टर है और यह कारगिल से लेकर कन्याकुमारी तक किसी भी टेरेन में फ्लाई कर सकता है, कहीं भी फ्लाई कर सकता है, रात को भी फ्लाई कर सकता है, दिन में भी फ्लाई कर सकता है, वर्षा हो रही हो तब भी यह फ्लाई कर सकता है और साथ ही साथ अपने टारगेट को अटैक करने की भी क्षमता इस लाइट कम्बैट हेलीकॉप्टर में है। यह दुनिया के जितने भी इस प्रकार के हेलीकॉप्टर्स हैं उनमें एक बेहतरीन यह लाइट कम्बैट हेलीकॉप्टर है।
Today marks the beginning of a new chapter in the history of the Indian Air Force as we formally induct the formidable indigenous light combat helicopter into our arsenal. Induction of the light combat helicopter adds a unique capability to Indian Air Force's combat potential. The versatility and offensive potential of this platform is at par or better than most attack helicopters operating globally. Its ability to deliver a wide array of weapons combined with superlative self-protection capability makes this helicopter a lethal machine, one to be feared by any adversary.
To begin with, I would say that light combat helicopter indeed is a dream come true for any combat aviator to fly this aircraft. This aircraft was it was a tailor-made aircraft which was designed keeping in view the requirements of a modern attack helicopter to serve all the area of operations, scale like from the desert area, from the sea area, and scaling up to the high peaks of the Himalayas as well.
The feeling is definitely great. It is a pride, privilege for all of us to be a part of this elite group of the LCH Trailblazers, as we call it. And we are all honored to have been chosen to shoulder this responsibility. And it will be our sincere endeavor to work to the best of our abilities to operationalize this fleet, this state-of-the-art platform to its full capacity and capability at the earliest.
Air Vice Marshal Manmohan Bahadur is joining us on the broadcast. Sir, thank you very much for your time here on Mirror Now. We've heard from the Raksha Mantri today. We've heard from the Air Chief. We've heard from some young pilots as well. Now, you have been a former helicopter pilot at the Indian Air Force as well. There'll be a lot of people asking, what's so special about this combat helicopter? After all, we have combat helicopters that have come to us from the United States of America as well. What's so special or khas about this one?
Thanks, Shreya, for getting me. First of all, it's so nice to see the helicopter, and even more, even better to see those young boys speaking about it. The difference is that the Apache, which has come from the States, is a 10-ton class helicopter, whereas this one is, as the name says, the light combat helicopter, 6 tons max. So it's in a different class. We have to get that clear because people tend to confuse the issue by saying, you go the Apache, so why this LCH? No, they are two different things. That's one. Number two, there is no other combat helicopter that can land at 15,000 feet and above mean sea level and operate and deliver armament at those heights and above that. No aircraft in the world. This was born out of the fact that during the Kargil war, we were looking for the Mi-35s to go and strike the Pakistanis, the pickets which were there on the hilltops. But that couldn't happen because the Mi-35 didn't have the performance. So the Air Force approached HAL and together they have brought this out. The best thing is that this is born out of the ALH group. It has the same rotors, the same transmission system, the same gearbox, tail rotor. What is not there is the body. The body is different. It's stand-up pilot and the weapons operator, the two of them there. And that reduces the weight, but does not, shall I say, compromise on the capability because the rotors are the same.
Sir, could you help me understand this? So we've seen two cockpits, right, in the helicopter, and these cockpits are, I believe, exactly the same, so that if push comes to shove, if there is a problem somehow, the weapons operator can operate the helicopter from the back, and vice versa.
Yeah. All these helicopters, which are tandem seat, they have dual flying controls. They are linked. So in case something happens, the other pilot can bring it back. But there is a specialized weapons operator's cockpit where he can operate many more systems than the pilot. But that doesn't mean that the pilot can't do that. He also can do that by taking over control. So there is this dual redundancy vis-a-vis the flying participants.
And sir, tell me, why was it so important to induct these helicopters in, given the situation of the Cheetahs and Chetaks right now, whether it's the Indian Air Force or the Army?
No, absolutely two different class, because the Chetak and the Cheetah are, shall I say, they are transportation. They are for transportation. Whereas this one is not for transporting any load, zero load. Is to deliver armament. So two different things totally. The replacement of the Chetak Cheetah will be via different aircraft, the LUH most probably, the light utility helicopter, and this is totally different.
And so when it comes to high altitude deployment, this is a good fit, right?
Oh, absolutely. As I told you, that above 15,000 feet, there is no other helicopter in the world that can fly, that can actually land, and deliver armament up to about 18 to 19,000 feet. No other aircraft in the world can do that.
Okay, we'll leave it there for the moment, sir. Thank you very much for joining us with a little perspective on why today has been an important day in the history of the Indian Air Force and eventually the Indian Army as well, as far as aviation is concerned. So thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. With that, I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. There's much more coming up on the other side. Do stay with us.